there, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to talk about putting the joy in your finances. What does that mean and how does it even happen? And if you like what you hear, please hit the subscribe button below and the bell so that you don't miss a video. Okay, let's dig in. Now, I remember when I was a kid and I would make pot holders. Now, are you old enough to remember that as well? And I would walk around alone around our neighborhood and sold those pot holders. One for 25 cents and 3 for 50 cents. I know, cheap labor, right? But that was back in the day when I could buy a pack of gum for 5 cents and painted candy was still a thing. And after a successful day of selling maybe 6 or 9 pot holders and having almost $2, I felt rich, like in really rich. And I would go home and make more pot holders and sell as many as I could. The joy I felt in the making, selling, and saving is hard to even describe today, but almost 60 years later, I still remember the feeling of money in my pocket. Fast forward through the years, somewhere along the line, I lost the joy. I lost the joy in my money. And as I look back, I think it was because I was caught up in the comparison trap. She had it and I wanted it too, only I couldn't afford it. Instagram is great for ideas, but not when comparing them to me. It only fed me a negative way of thinking. I was so caught up in the never-ending cycle of never enough. No matter how much we've made, we spent it. Bumps in pay, but bumps in lifestyle. We never saved for emergencies, and our futures were something we never even considered because just like Rod Stewart, I was going to be forever young. So couple that with little or no savings, no wonder I was overwhelmed and stressed out. One little emergency would have set us over the edge. We were making financial mistakes left and right, and we needed an emergency fund, only no one ever told me that. We needed to live below our means. No one ever told me that. We needed to save first and spend second. Only no one ever told me that either. Because you see, money is not intuitive. Money has a mind of its own. Unless you pay attention to it, money will flow through your fingers like sand at the beach. So here today and then gone tomorrow with nothing to show for it. And I need to interject here. I did not realize that I had lost my financial joy until I was about 48 years old. And at that time, I was on a quest to make $1 million. And I realized that it was impossible. I hit a financial wall and had an emotional breakdown. I realized that we were destined to live in the poorhouse when we got older if we did not make changes fast. And I will link the story about my financial breakdown and how we got on our feet and paid off over $100,000 in debt in the description below. But I had to learn how to cut back on my spending so that I had more cash to pay off debt and to save and to invest. And as I saw the bills diminishing and my savings account growing and growing, as I saw the light at the end of the tunnel, I realized at that point I had lost my joy. How did I know? Because the joy came streaming back. I found the joy in my finances. I want to help you do that too. So if you're ready to put the joy in your finances, the rest of this video is for you. So let's go. First, take a bird's eye view of your money. Are you happy with where you are, or do you want to go on vacations, pay for college or weddings? What about retirement? Do you have any money for that? Do you have any money for emergencies like a new roof or a hot water heater? How about a newer car? Can you afford car repairs? How about the basic necessities of life like food and shelter? Can you afford those? What would happen if someone got sick, like really sick? How would you pay for that? If your answers to those questions are not what you'd like them to be, it's time to figure out your money. These are your goals, and if they are big enough and you want them enough, you will make change. Because this is what happened to me. I had none of the above, and I wanted it all, so I made big changes. And at the time, if you would have asked me if I had an extra $20, I would have said, no way. Little did I know that I had thousands that were hiding from me, just waiting for me to be discovered, for them to be discovered. Second, now it's time to analyze your spending. Grab a notebook and write down everything you make. This is your money journal. And when I say every purchase, I mean every one. You'll have 2 lists. The one that includes your automatic monthly payments and the one that includes the money you spend as you live life every day and week. Getting coffee, eating out, getting your highlights or nails done, gas in your car, Target runs, Amazon purchases. You get it all. Cash or credit card. At the end of the month, grab your highlighters and highlight all of the light lines. Eating out can be yellow, personal stuff green, clothes pink, and so on. What you're doing is separating everything into categories and then analyze your spending habits, because the majority of what you spend your money on is from a habit. You drive by Dunkin' Donuts and get an iced hazelnut latte every day. It's a habit. Eating out all the time is a habit. You've moved from cooking at home because it's easier to eat out. You think, I need more pink Himalayan sea salt, and immediately go to Amazon so you can have it in 2 days without even checking your bank account to see if you have the money for the purchase. Habits, every single one. Next up, look at your income and compare it to your spending. Is it your income that is holding you back, or are you spending too much? We had an amazing income. It was my spending that was out of control, only I didn't know it. How many times did I go to Costco and get a few things and leave after spending $396? Like, way too many. How many times do you go to Target for diapers or 1 jar of nail polish and leave with 5 bags of musts that you really didn't need? All of this money that you're spending is the hidden money. It's cloaked in Costco and Target runs, Amazon buttons, and lattes every day. And in order to get ahead of your money, you will need to either cut back on your spending or make more money. For the sake of this video, I'm going to focus on your spending. So in order to get ahead of your money and to find your financial joy, you need to find the extra that is hidden. When you cut back and only buy essentials, you find the extra. I wanted a cash budget and could only spend what I had in my wallet. 0 credit cards. Look at those automatic payments. Do you really need a subscription to 6 different TV channels when money has you stressed out? Do you really need cable at $200 a month? What apps are you paying for that you don't use? Can you cut back on the expenses for your kids? How many magazines do you buy at the checkout? Do you supersize it every time you go out? It's time to cancel and stop spending money on what you really don't need and use that money to pay off debt or build your savings account or invest for your older age. I promise you, when you get ahead of your money, when you know where your money is going rather than wondering where the heck it went, when you have a safety net, your financial stress and overwhelm will go away. And guess what happens next? You find the joy in your finances. When I was on a quest to earn $1 million, I realized that money wouldn't make me happy, and money won't make you happy either. What makes you happy and joyful is knowing that you are on track to reach your financial dreams, because you know a couple of things. You know you have an emergency fund. You know you're paying yourself first, your savings, and spending what is left, not the other way around. You know you're on track to have money for vacations, college, new cars, a home down payment, and become debt-free. Just fill in the blank. This is you. Your retirement years will be filled with abundance, where you can live the way you always wanted but never thought possible. Because you now have extra cash in your budget so that you can fund the things that you love today. You have put the joy in your financial goals. And when you can get a handle on it all, create a savings plan, and only spend what you decide ahead of time, you're on your path to finding financial joy. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. Thanks for being here, and I am cheering you on so that you can find your personal financial joy and freedom.